Well, it's the Grottu Orloff Show, episode number 10. And it's October 20th, 21st, something like that, in the year of our Lord 2020. Last week, if you were tuned into Grottu Orloff's broadcast, I was letting you guys know there was going to be an October surprise, and lo and behold, it's happened. Although some of you don't know about it because it's being censored by tech giants, but pay attention to what's going on in the world, and things are going to get a little bit rough here in the next few weeks before they get better. So be aware of that. And I will tell you that Trump is going to be elected. Okay, you'll all laugh if I'm wrong, but it's kind of obvious Trump is going to be elected. And then there's going to be mass rioting because people are going to be upset, and they're going to say, well, look, you didn't count all these millions of ballots that are still coming in from cemeteries and stuff, and things can get bad, in my opinion. So be strong and be safe and all that stuff, and make sure you wear your mask, because they'll protect you from all those contagious, horrible people at the supermarket. All those filthy bags of contagion walking around. Horrible, horrible people. Look, you're here to be entertained by comic books, and I'll provide them to you. I just found a whole box. Look at this. This'll it's an old comic book box when this sticker is on the top of the box, right? This comic book boxes were made a little sturdier back then. But yes, Reagan Bush 84. So that would have made me about 19 at the time. So yeah, that's an old box, and I just digging it out again. I'm trying to separate the Silver Age and Golden Age and Atomic Age from Bronze Age and up. And I don't have much and up. I just mainly have Bronze Age. And then, I was watching Metarog's video where he was talking about seeing the first issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the rack, and it's like, well, this isn't very good. This art's not very good. And he put it back, and now it's worth all this money. Well, I remember I had the same experience. I saw that comic on the rack, and I thought, okay, well, this is a parody of X-Men and Ronin, and some kids that work in a comic book store somewhere put this together, and they think it's really funny because it's just, they put these funny words together, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And it just took off and became this huge sensation, and so that's a bad call on my part, although I don't buy comics as investments. And then I remember being disenchanted when Spider-Man went to the black suit in the 80s, right? I just didn't like it. I don't like change. I've talked to you about that before. I finally just... And I know I must have picked up Spider-Man 300 on the racks. And I just saw a report yesterday. Someone's posting that in its perfect 9.8 condition, and slabbed by CGS, it's just gone over $5,000 sale. Someone's paid that much money. And I thought, well, shit. I remember looking at that comic and putting it back, because I knew number 300, that's important, right? And I love Spider-Man, always had, and I remember seeing the artwork, and this artwork's not that good, and the black costume, and of course that's the issue that Venom, I guess, first appears full blown. But that's when I started to just not care, and I know it's Todd McFarlane art, and it just, to me, Spider-Man is drawn by Steve Ditko or John Romita Sr. That's the Peter Parker I know. And so he just didn't look right, and Mary Jane didn't look right, and I know people grew up I need to shut up because I lose subscribers. I can't even break 100 subscribers because I hate everything that all the people on YouTube love. And then I go on and on about how much I hate the stuff that they love. And it's like, then they unsubscribe. And then when I talk about politics, then they unsubscribe. So I can't win. I can't break 100. It doesn't seem like it's possible, but people are encouraging me in the little comments down below. They're saying once you hit 100, then it'll go really quick because people will spread the word. And I've had some really cool, great people down in the comments. One said that I was a comedy genius. I don't know. I don't think it's just me being myself. I'm not really intending to be that funny, but yeah, I really appreciated the compliments. And then there was someone I've been talking in the comments down below. Someone's really recommending that I pick up some newer comics, so I can realize that there is still good stuff being made. And I was recommended to get the new Amazing Spider-Man and this Batman series that's coming out now. I think they're just finishing a trilogy about the Joker. And so I thought, well, maybe I ought to, and I probably will. Right now, money's a little tight. I'm looking at the Amazing Spider-Man, and I'm realizing they're like about to have issue 50, and I'm thinking, what? Is this the 60s? And so I realized, oh, that's right. That's one of the things I really hated, is they kept starting the numbering over and over again because they knew that people would, we gotta buy the first issue. Well, it's not the first issue of the Amazing Spider-Man. They just started the numbering over again. So I looked on mycomicshop.com, and this is like the 6th time they've started the Amazing Spider-Man over at issue 100. And one of those times they started over at issue 1, and then all of a sudden, 2 years later, they're at issue 700. And I thought, what, did they put it out 3 times a week? No, they just realized when they got close to 700, they wanted to make money on issue 700. So I guess they must have switched the numbering back to the original numbering. I don't know how anyone, a future comic collector, is going to make any sense out of all of this this nonsense. But adjusting the multi-million-dollar RCA camera here. All right, so let's look at some comics, shall we? Oh, there's going to be some bleak times coming up. And, before I got married, I was alone here. I had my dog, my beloved dog Daisy, and a couple of great cats. And sometimes during the summer, when I wasn't, I didn't work during the summer, so I wouldn't see people other than someone at the Taco Bueno window for weeks. It's like, and I just walked around the house like Tarzan, hardly any clothing on because I wasn't going anywhere. It was just, I lived this experience with the big CV-19 way back then. I just didn't leave the house, and it became normal to me. But I understand being very alone and very isolated. And some of you are that way, I realize, because you probably wouldn't be watching comic book videos on YouTube right now. But as we get into the really rough times in the next few weeks, hopefully that won't happen. If you need someone to talk to, you can contact me down below these videos, and I could give you my private cell number or phone number. We could talk, because I know what it's like. I don't want anyone to despair or get to the point where they're thinking any crazy thoughts. But we've got to stay together, and I think this comic book community that I've discovered on YouTube seems so tight-knit and so wonderful and so friendly and nice, and just filled with love, and whether or not everyone is Christian, they act like Christians. It's like someone needs something, they send them comics in the mail to cheer each other up, and it's like, wow, this is a great community. It's all like a little tight, it's almost like a little small town, all these comic collectors from all over the world, and it seems like they're all very tight, and I'm trying to work my way in there. I need to stop using so much foul language and be more PG rated. But and I will. But anyway, let's take a look at what I found in that box that's marked with a Reagan Bush sticker, 84. Why, it's a copy of World's Finest. See, back in the old days, you didn't put boards in comics, you just bagged them. And this is Mylar, but it's the old-fashioned Mylite. It's a different kind of Mylar than I think than they use today. But anyway, oh, my glasses. Oh, here they are. Thanks to the Dollar Tree, I have glasses all over the house. Every 2-3 feet is a pair of glasses with 1.0 magnification so I can actually read stuff. Gotta stay G-rated. World's Finest, number 153. And, you know, I never really see these sports model kits from Aurora. I'm not really interested in them, but it's just funny that you never see them. Okay, what do we got here? Why, it's a Joker cover. World's Finest 156, and, you know, purple covers used to be a big deal. Oh, and it's also Bizarro. Those are the things that used to matter in the old days. It still matter to me. World's Finest, number 159. But look at this. This is cool. This is the Switch and Go tracks, but it's like an Arnie version of it. They had cool toys back in the 6th decade of the 20th century. World's Finest, number 165. And this one needs to be bagged and boarded. But since it isn't, we can look inside and see what kind of cool stuff lies within, like a house ad for the Inferior 5, which was a parody of a superhero group from DC. Wasn't as good as Not Brand Ech from Marvel. There's a Dial H for Hero that appeared in House of Mystery for a little while. Something my older brother always bought. Oh, and this is kind of a cool ad. Look at that. Amazing. All right. If you were tuning in the last episode, I got some comics that had kind of soot on them from some kind of fire, but I've put them in bags, and they're now on the rack, you know, interspersed in this comic rack. Again, I got this comic rack from the old lady that ran Remember When and up in Carrollton, Texas. Back, she sold it to me for like $25. I think she had two. I should have gotten the other one. These are like unbelievably valuable now. And the other one, Joe Riley, my friend Joe Riley that I worked on the Hypnotic Eye with, he got the other one. You can see it in some episodes of the Hypnotic Eye. See, it's got, you know, it's like a real one. It's not one of those new jobs that look cool, but this one's a real one that actually had comics on it in the old days. This is World's Finest, number 169. You know, they have the new Batmobile that Batwoman is going to be driving in this shitty CW series. They just showed an image of it on the internet today. It was so exciting. Everyone's overwhelmed. Not really. I'm joking about that. World's Finest. I don't think people really collect World's Finest. Someday maybe it'll be appreciated. There's old Don Adams on the back. Get smart. Yeah, World's Finest was cool. Defend yourself with Ketsugo. Ketsugo. 80-page giant. Yes. And there's the Snake model kit from Aurora, based on the hit television show Land of the Giants. Did it last 2 seasons or only one? I don't really recall. These are reprints, obviously. There's the Cheerios kid. They're not going to hire some artist to draw and someone to write 80 new pages for you. This one's in shit condition. All right. More World's Finest. It seems like Batman and Superman didn't get along too well on World's Finest. They're always fighting, but in my... Batman and Superman were friends, and all this Batman v Superman stuff in the movies, thought that was a bunch of bullshit. Batman v Superman, indeed. Number 191. Boy, this is just in terrible condition. But I don't let any old comics, I take them in, kind of like the Island of Lost Toys. World's Finest 192. There they are in a prison camp. What else do we have? Oh, I have a couple of copies of this one, 194. Anything interesting in this issue? Uh, 195. Hurry up with your graves, Jimmy and Robin. I'd finish you myself, but haha, I have a code against killing. So I'll do the job, boys. Yeah, once DC got up in the 15-cent era, they started to get a little more fucked up with, you know, Speedy from the Teen Titans, you know, shooting up on the front cover and all kinds of perversion. You imagine Batman and Superman having people dig their own graves so they can kill them? I don't know. It's okay. Oh my goodness. Superman and Dr. Fate. What else do I have to show you? Why, it's Woody Woodpecker back to virtual school. Now he's actually in a real school back in those days. This is just like an amazing amount of comics. Just tremendous. Cost $0.25, which was a lot of money. This is from the Danny Pedigree Danny collection. Pedigree, indeed. Ah, yes. You can have your own frontier cabin. Only $1. This is a 10-cent issue. So, as you know, Tommy Tomorrow. Yes, indeed. Look, we're still 10 cents. Let me get my glasses back on. And still the best value in comics magazines at any price. Look for this DC label at your favorite newsstand. It's still your guarantee for the best in reading pleasure. And if you look at the bottom, that's 1961. So it was right about 61, 62 that comics went up to 12 cents. And right about the time that the 60s ended, they went up to 15 cents. So when you see 12 cents on a comic, I'm not talking to you advanced collectors, I'm talking to you that are just starting. You kind of know the 12 cent means it's definitely 1960s. Someone filled out this. I love Christmas comics. I love those DC Rudolph comics. You know, my mom got me the Rudolph DC Treasury Edition, which was the first Treasury Edition that they put out, and apparently it's like super valuable now. So I must have gotten one of the only copies that sold. But they were all reprints from the 50s, and I need to start getting those 50s Rudolph comics sometime. Love that stuff. Christmas is coming up. I already have the Christmas tree up. You probably saw that in my video last week. Yes, indeed. I put my Christmas tree up very early, and that's just the way it is. You can deal with it. I like Christmas. All right. I love these Archie Christmas issues. I love. Pages are turn a little brown in this one, but I love it all the same. Oh, they had, not only did Betty and Veronica have fun at Christmas, they have fun in the summer. Oh, but some motherfucking some horrible person cut out. Oh, they cut out something there. Let's see. What is Betty saying there? Betty, look at that short skirt. I wouldn't be seen in that. I say you wouldn't, Veronica. Okay, so someone liked the picture of the girl in the short skirt that that Veronica's looking at so disgustedly. So that wound up on someone's bedroom wall, apparently. They left this pin up in there. That's depressing. Horrible. Another Christmas special. Oh, look at there. She's getting all hippied out. This is 25 cents. I guess this is, let's see, is this early 70s? More than likely. More than likely. January 1971. Yes, indeed. Oh my gosh. Wonderful ads. But this is 1950s. Terrible, awful condition. But in fact, yeah, this looks like the Dead Sea Scrolls or something. Like this is like from the time of Gilgamesh. Hey, how about that Hillary Clinton? They just put out some of her emails last week, and one of her emails was about the tomb of Gilgamesh and the buried Nephilim. So that means that Hillary Clinton was right in there with Indiana Jones looking up these ancient space gods that supposedly seeded Earth and created human beings to be their slave laborers so they could mine the minerals and gold to take back to their home planet. And supposedly, well, gotta get into the stories of ancient Sumeria and the story of Gilgamesh and all that. But Hillary Clinton's into it. She's probably trying to figure out, she was looking into the resurrection chamber of Gilgamesh, and supposedly that's why we went into Iraq, even though they weren't really the ones that hit us at 9/11, you know, all that. And it's like, why do we go into Iraq? You know, it's like some bully hits you and you turn around and hit some other guy, but don't get the bully that got you. It's like, well, supposedly we were going in there to get these relics that were super important and super powerful, kind of like, you know, the Lost Ark and Raiders of the Lost Ark, where there's stuff in ancient the city of Gilgamesh was Uruk, and that's where the name Iraq comes from. Supposedly, here's an incredible origin of Aquaman. But anyway, Gilgamesh, that was the first written story that we have, the story of Gilgamesh. And a couple thousand years before the Old Testament of the Bible. Here's a copy of Angel and the Ape. So, you know, you may think it's nonsense, but little old Hillary Clinton thinks it's for real and is out there trying to figure out a way to probably resurrect her old ass. All right. You got to pay attention to the news. Yeah, no more Angel and the Ape. But, you know, this back cover is just so amazing. I mean, it just, you imagine. I mean, can you imagine a time when this was on the newsstand rack, on a spinner rack, this, and these models, oh, I guess they're still in production. There's a new company that's taken over now for Aurora. Can't remember its name. Here's 80-page World's Finest. This one's in pretty good shape. It's got that same ad, except it's in, it's a yellow version. Yeah. World's Finest. Yes, indeed. What else do I have here? Why, oh yeah, Sad Sack from the Corbin collection. Not Richard Corbin, this is Corbin with an I. And he wrote his name on all of his Sad Sack comics, and they're all over the place. I think he must have, yeah, that guy, I'm always seeing comics with Corbin written on them, Harvey Comics. It's Sabrina's Christmas Magic. You know, those witches just love Christmas. Those Christian witches. One of my favorite comics as a little kid had this on the cover, except it was from the early 70s. It was a reprint of this, and I think it was, I don't remember, it was Star Spangled War or something, the 4-Star Battle Tales or something, but this is the original, well, this is Star Spangled War. This is the original 60s printing, you know, where they have this island in World War II with all the dinosaurs. Cool stuff, man. Indeed. Dinosaurs and World War II soldiers were a wonderful recipe. Yeah. These are probably pretty valuable. You know, I was picking up this Black Panther comic in the 70s because I was buying just about all the comics off the rack. You know, if it's got the UPC code, it was bought off a rack like this. You know, the ones in the ones that were bought in comic book stores were different. They had, you know, I think a line across it or Spider-Man's head or something. Jack Kirby's art is not, he's not at his best here. It looks like a kind of an awkward drawing. I mean, it's still Jack Kirby, but as a kid reading this, I just realized, you know, this is it's just kind of not well written, and the art is not as good as he used to be, and yeah, and they let him edit, write, and draw, and the only thing he didn't do, someone else came in and inked it. But that's probably valuable because of the movies. Let's see, so that's 11, here's 10, here's number 8, indeed, Black Panther. Oh, this is a reprint of Sugar and Spike. This is from the, not so long ago. It's on this super fancy paper. But I love Sugar and Spike. Oh, here's number 12. I think I just showed you that, didn't I? I don't know. What else do I have here in my pile of treats? Oh, there's Betty and Veronica. There's Sabrina there. Oh, here's Archie. Just watched a James Bond adventure. All right. Now these Justice League comics with the heads on the side, I remember seeing my oldest brother reading them when I was like 4, and I just, it's a very vivid mimage. It's a very no, it's a vivid memory in my mind. See, yes, indeed, a memory in my mind. Yeah, I remember. It may have been this issue, but it might have been one of those with the Justice League and the Justice Society teaming up during the summer, because I remember there were heads on both sides, and I thought, that's cool. Look at all those cool heads. Ah, yes, like this one, in fact. Isn't that cool? The heads on the side. I just love it. Yes, indeed. This one's got some water damage. I'll have to get a new copy of this, but it's got this amazing Aurora model kit ad. Of course, you know about that. Of course you do. What else do I have here? This is obviously from a box that had a bunch of A and B titles. Astonishing Tales, featuring Kazar and Dr. Doom. Look at that coloring, it's great. The artwork's freaking incredibly great, because this is, well, of course it's great. This is obviously Wally Wood art. Damn. Yeah. So Wally Wood is the artist, so that means he inked it and penciled it. And they've got Larry Lieber, Stanley's brother, writing it. You know, you've seen these, man. These aren't, I don't know if these are even that valuable. Oh, it's got T'Challa in it, so it probably is, but they're in great shape, in my opinion. In third grade, or fourth grade, I was trying to tell a friend of mine about Stan Lee and how he created all the Marvel characters. And so I'm on the telephone. I remember in San Antonio. I remember exactly where I was. I was in my parents' bedroom, because that's where the telephone was, because you didn't have cell phones then. You couldn't walk around the house. I was on a landline, and I'm talking to this kid. And it's like an Abbott and Costello routine. I was trying to tell him about Stan Lee, and he thought I was saying one name, Stanley. And I said, no, his name is Stan Lee. It's like, well, what's his last name? He couldn't get it. But his real name is Stanley Lieber, and he changed it to Lee. And the comics industry is almost 100%. The comic industry is created by Jewish men. And a lot of times they had names that were hard to pronounce, and they would change them to Siegel, Schuster, but like Jack Kirby. A lot of times when immigrants, especially Jewish immigrants, when they would change their last name, they'd make their last name like a name that would work as a first name. So Lee could also work as a first name. Kirby could also work as a first name. It just seems like, in a lot of cases, that's the case. Oh, look at this. Astonishing Tales. This is Bronze Age. I remember picking this up at the Mr. M in San Antonio. And, damn. Yeah, it's like, oh, look at that. I love this ad from, I can't even finish a sentence. I'm so excited about this stuff. It's yeah, it's a new story, but it kind of looks old because it's done by old-time artists. But yeah, this is the story of It, the Colossus. Yeah, I used to read It, the Colossus. I remember this. I remember Regency Place Elementary talking to my friends about this great new comic, It, the Colossus. No one remembers It, the Colossus. No, I don't know if they brought him back. Who knows? Maybe someone will start talking about how they're going to put It, the Colossus in a movie. and it'll get all valuable. I hear that 3 of the Avengers, Captain America, Chris Evans, and the Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson, and what's his face that plays the Hulk, are going to go out and campaign for Biden. And the Russo brothers, unfortunately, also. It's like the Avengers for Kamala and Kamala, whatever, and Biden. It's like, oh, how disappointing. But, you know, Bruce Banner's supposed to be like this brilliant scientist, and he doesn't come across as that smart in the movies. Now, I didn't like that they had the Black Widow's younger sister, obviously smarter than him, but I accepted it. But in reality, the actor is really stupid in real life. But I don't really mind the way he plays Bruce Banner, because I have known people that were brilliant. One of my old friends is now one of the leading people working in artificial intelligence today. And just meeting him, he comes across a little odd and spastic and airheady. Sometimes really brilliant people are like that. So I didn't mind that. It's just, in reality, he's not acting. That's how he is in real life. I just can't remember his name. This is the first issue of Black Panther. But this is it. And look at this is kind of, those are some of the squarest fingers that Kirby has ever drawn. But look at this page here. They ought to design the suits in the Black Panther movies like that. There we go. The heroes, Marvel. Notice you don't see any X-Men, but you do see Howard the Duck, and you do see Conan, because, and they're putting Captain Marvel in there just hoping they could make him popular. But in the 70s, when this came out, the X-Men just they hadn't made it yet. Yes, indeed. The smell of old comic books. And this is really amazing. Quick way to do comics: do a 2-page spread. Get 2 pages done, 1 drawing. Very, very good. All right, here's a early 60s Superboy. Boy, do I love Crypto. Not the money. The dog, the super dog. Crypto, the super dog from Krypton. And, of course, all kinds of cool little gizmos you can get. A projector to show your monster films, or those stag films you found in the closet. Ooh, this is one you don't see that often. Look at this Civil War soldiers one. Ooh, that's cool. Ooh, look at that. I think a lot of these someone was telling me the other day, the artwork for these ads was done by Russ Heath. I was distracted because at the top of my phone sometimes news messages pop up, and there's some message about long lines at the voting places. I'm hoping that's a good sign. It's Superboy. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. This is probably like a 9.6, wouldn't you think? I'm gonna like send this off to be slabbed by the CGC. Now, wouldn't you think about 9.4 maybe? I don't think it would get anything lower than that. But you can read it, and it doesn't feel too awful. Sometimes comics, when you touch them, you just immediately want to wash your hands. The ones that are in that bad a condition. Do you know my grandfather played for the New York Yankees in, was it 29 or 30? Whenever Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth were on the team, he actually was on the team. You can look it up. 1931 maybe. Look up Philip Lefty Weinert. Google it. If Google's being sued, isn't that one? I don't want to say it's wonderful on YouTube, because YouTube is owned by Google, but the government is going after Google for hiding things in their searches. Like if you look up one presidential candidate, you get only bad news, and you look up another presidential candidate, well, it's only good news. And it's like their little algorithms and things have Uncle Al Go Rhythm is making sure you see only one point of view. 1984 style. Yes, this is when Archie became a superhero because, gosh darn it, Batman was making so much money on television. And there's a Charlton comic. Charlton. Charlton 66 is always liking my stuff on Instagram. I hope he's following me here on YouTube as well. He's got an amazing YouTube page and an amazing Instagram page. And by the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, I've got about 400 followers on Instagram. Here I can't break 100. I don't know what it is. I guess I'm more obnoxious when you actually have to hear me. But on Instagram, it's just pictures, so it's not quite as horrible. Oh, another Black Panther comic. How about that? And look at this. Buy any t-shirt for $4. Kiss and Felix the Cat and more Kiss. Boom. Indeed. What other kinds of shit? Gotta be something else incredible here. Well, what I would recommend that you do is go to the bottom of this page and like the smash button and smash the like button and subscribe, and then tell all your friends about this channel, because this channel is going to get better. I mean, it can't get any worse. And then go to Instagram and follow me there, and I'm gonna try to start doing these, gosh darn shit, what the hell is that, videos more often. It's just right now things have been kind of busy, so what else can I show you that's entertaining? Oh, here's some little digest magazines that might flibble your jibble. Why, it's the male point of view from July 1956. So if you wonder how men think, this little digest magazine will enlighten you to the male point of view. A lot of times these little magazines will have, sometimes Betty Page will pop up, but there's no nudity. It's just like the worst. It's just cheesecake stuff, you know. Nothing offensive there. And then there's these. Sometimes I pick up these horribly drawn little. I mean, they make the worst. They're really badly drawn. Sometimes the covers are good. Well, no, not really. So I don't even know why I own these. But they're from the Spanish supermarket. I guess they've got a bodyguard that watches over them while they make out. I don't know much. Ooh, yeah, this looks like it might be good. No, it isn't. What makes it look good is just like you got this. You look, well, it's going to be some kind of. It's Ultra Tumba. Ultra Tumba. Well, I have all kinds of shit that needs, I don't even know why I own it. But, with that, let me been making a few changes in the comic room. I put this lamp there, and things are starting to get a little bit better, I think. But I think it is time to eat lunch. So we'll turn off this switch, which turns off the lights, and then I'll go down to my fancy stereo system and turn that off. I want to leave that going since it's tube. It's a tube deal. Yeah, but it's hard to get around here. Turn this off to save electricity because the environment is so important. Here's a picture of me. Can you even see that? That's a picture of me back in the 1980s. How about that? When I had braces. I think I was about 28, 29 when that picture was taken. Because I got braces late because no dentist was smart enough to tell me to wear braces when I was like a young person. Oh boy, I gotta lose weight. Okay. Well, it looks like a battlefield casualty here. Poor old Howdy Doody's laying there missing a leg. His leg is here somewhere. I gotta get it sewn. Oh yes. Here's Howdy Doody's leg. Can you see that? This is like a Civil War casualty. I don't know what you can see because I'm holding the camera backwards. I can't switch the point of view while recording because I'm on a silly iPhone. Yeah, fucking shit. I didn't say that. I dropped a samurai warrior fist on the floor, and that's what caused my outburst of foul language, which will not happen again. Sorry about that. Okay. So, with that, seriously, if things get bad over the next few weeks, and you need someone to talk to, I don't care if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, just let me know. I can get you through some kind of private message, or maybe we could become friends on Facebook or something, and you know, I've got a bad feeling I think we need, I haven't done this yet, I think we need to stock up on water and like canned food, and maybe purchase one of those GUNs just to protect your family, because I think people are gonna go absolutely batshit freaking crazy when in early November, if not sooner, because you've got a guy running for president that's about to go down, like seriously, for selling. I mean, if you pay attention to the news, basically selling our country out to China. And China has created this phone that I'm recording on with, and you know, and I always swore I'd never get an iPhone, but I finally did. You know, my wife and I got iPhones, but you know, these iPhones are created basically with slave labor, and they treat their factory workers so badly that that they have nets outside the windows, so no one will jump out the windows at the Apple factory and kill themselves. It'll catch them. They actually have nets to catch people because they know they're so depressed. Let's see what we got here. I don't know if I've ever shown you all this stuff. Voodoo Demon contra el Poder Satanico. That's the kind of mask you should wear when you go in the supermarket and they say mask required. That's what you should put on. You know? Because they don't say it has to cover your mouth on the signs. They say just wear a mask. Actually, you know, that's a great idea. Because I've got one, like right over here. I'm not going to do it. But if I wanted to be one of these asshole trolls on YouTube, I would. I don't think it would fit my fat head. But, yeah, shit. I got one of these Mexican wrestling masks here. See? So, see, it says mask required when I go into the supermarket or the Kmart or whatever. I just put this on. And then I've got my... I always thought, you know, another thing that would be funny is if you have one of those masks, but you have a little slit cut in it. You know, people that... I don't smoke, but imagine if someone had a little slit cut in it and then they were just smoking a pipe through their mask. That would be another funny thing. There's also... This was under the mask. Look at that. 1939 New York World's Fair. I got to put this up on the wall somewhere important. Yeah, you know, in California, they made a law that when you're in a restaurant, in between bites, you have to cover your mouth. That's how much they're torturing their citizens in California in order to make them hate life so much that they'll vote for anybody except for the status quo. It's all very political. Very political indeed. King Kong. What else? Oh, I've always loved this poster. And it's crooked. Can't you even see it? My dog is whining. Hey, you know, this here was on the cover of this is a real painting, you know, and it's done by someone named Hamilton, October 68. I don't know if you can see that. But anyway, this was on some fanzine or something. It was printed on a magazine somewhere. I bought it from eBay and had it framed, but I don't know where this was published. And so I'm wondering if any of you know of a publication. It's really a great painting. And this is, I don't know if you can even see it. That's my father there. Can you see him? Oh, there we go. Indeed. Well, I'll show you the stuff on the stairs another time. The dog is upset that I'm upstairs and not giving her attention. So, I've returned to the downstairs world. And it's hot down here. I will see you very soon.